right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. I got a special guest today, man. I went all the way to Cali to get this one, right? I got to give him some gunshots. Got to give him some gunshots. You know? Got to give him some gunshots. Now, I went all the way to Cali to get my man. This Malik Spellman, right? You know, the peacemaker. So I'm going to bring him up. I ain't going to waste a whole bit of time. Let's get this thing popping, man. Yo, Malik. All right, let me bring him up here so you can see what time it is. All right, Malik, tell him who you are, where you from, man. My man, from what I know, what I understand is my man was raised in New York till he was 15, and then he went to California when he was 15. So I got him telling you the story of what it was like for him growing up during my time from he was a juvenile till he turned 15. That's where we at right now. All right, go ahead, Malik. Tell me who you are, where you from, run it down, how many family members you had, and, you know, what was life like for you growing up?
Back. Peace to the gods and the earths out there, you know, that's doing their due diligence, you know, making the world go round and some more shit. You know, excuse my French though, but it's really an honor and a pleasure to be on your show due to the fact that I get a lot of my data on the matter from you concerning my hometown, New York. You know, I've been out there all my life. My social security number start with a 11. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I came out here trying to avoid the streets of New York. But before I got here, you know, I ran the streets of 42nd Streets, the peep shows, you know what I'm saying? Bonnet and National, Studio 54, you know, Uptown, Harlem World. You know, my boy's uncle used to own Harlem World, Mr. Jack. You know, I used to see Andre Herrera and them up in there, you know, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You know, that's how I kind of understand Puff Daddy's perspective, the school of thought he come from. Because if you ain't never really fuck with that Harlem World upstairs in them upper rooms, then you don't really know how that get down is, you know what I'm saying, as far as like them streets was back then, you know what I mean? So when I be building on the math with the gods and the earth side here, tell them about my experience in New York, you know, sleeping on subways, the J train, the ones, the A trains, the E train, the F train, you know what I'm saying, and riding a bus going to IS 238, PS 95 elementary. I went to Brandeis High School uptown, you know, going uptown to see all the shit up in Harlem, the brownstones, the state building, you know, just up there, just like really vibing off the clothes and shit and dreaming of a better day. I mean, like, you know, like I was telling you, Nick, earlier in the pre conversation, you know, I can remember going to 42nd Street as a kid, man, you know, looking at all the electronics and shit in the window, dreaming of a day when they can go to Delancey Street, get them a leather coat and a microphone, you know, a B-box or something. So, you know, my childhood took the escalators, but my adulthood took the stairs. You know what I'm saying? And growing up in New York taught me a lot. So it was like an honor. And like I really hunted this brother down to get out on this show because this is my hometown, and a lot of the enlightenment that he giving y'all is not so much as an indictment as an enlightenment, man, to let you know, like Pac said, you know, you can run the streets, but watch the stop signs. You know, and then when them Europeans get you up in them caves, man, you know, you don't know your way around them caves like they do, and you're gonna be lonely. You know, you in there piping all them years, watching dudes get knocked down, families and whatnot messed up. And like I said on another podcast, you know, it's important that, you know, these kids know, man, that it's cool to be on the streets and be tough, and prove to these cats out here that you hard. But when you get crack, you be trying to prove to that DA that you a good person. You know, and I've been out here in Cali, man, doing gang and adventure prevention for many years, going back and forth to New York, to my hometown. My nieces and nephews, and them still stay in the projects, in the Marcy's, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Spellmans, you know what I'm saying? Bingo, my nephew, he rap, he do the battle rap shit. You know, my nephew Sean, my niece Star Asia, my sister, rest in peace, Lisa. You know, we had a tumultuous childhood coming up in New York. It was cold. You know, we grew up behind the court building off of Suffolk Boulevard. I used to hand the prisoners going to Rikers Island joints and shit through the window, nigga. You know, just out of compassion. You know, I asked the guard, can I talk to the prisoners? And they don't even know I'm handing them weed. I'm sliding little joints through the window, man, and they giving me raw game. Then they started putting petitions up. So a lot of this wisdom that y'all be getting from cats like Unique, man, he be telling you about themselves. You know, that ain't PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. That's ATSD, active traumatic stress disorder. So he takes that and recycle it and give it to y'all in a way that was good, stick, and the rest you just throw up. You know what I'm saying? Verbally regurgitate, man. But right now, he really trying to reach them youngsters. Because when you in there piping, man, you going to miss your mama, your daddy, your sister. You ain't going to get no pussy. You know what I'm saying? You didn't graduate. You didn't buy no car. You didn't get no license. So it's all fun and games until you really get up in the casino, homie, and lose your money because the game gonna send you a bill. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about. You know, them gang-related funerals that I've been out here in Cali. You know, the misconceptions about niggas in Cali and, you know, in New York and other spots, man. So it's really an admonishment, man.
All right, so that's what I'm talking about. See, that's my man. This how we do it. You know, I'm getting ready to liven him up because he started getting serious when he started talking about back in the day growing up and how hard things was. And right now, tell them where you living at right now so they understand how you living, man. Tell them how you living it.
I mean, you know, I'm living like a civilized man. They say, what is the duty of a civilized man? To teach the uncivilized civilization, you know. So right now, I'm living my best life. You know, I got a good woman. You know what I'm saying? I do cool things. You know, I swim and play tennis in the backyard when I want to. You know what I'm saying? Coming out the projects, I own land. I ain't get nothing off the hook. I got it all off the legit sauce. You know what I mean? And I be on the dirt bikes and shit. You know, because I grew up in New York. Excuse me for cursing to the children. But I grew up in New York, man, dreaming of riding mini bikes. That's why when I see y'all out there in the bikes and stuff, I'll be like, man, that was it, go-karts. So now I got my own land. You know, I be out there busting on horses and, you know, side wines, blowing my weed. You know what I'm saying? My kids be out there doing their thing, and it's just a bomb thing. That's what I'm trying to tell Unique and the rest of the crew. Like a man with no land has no voice. Even if you out there piping, you got a house, but you can't put no cows on your property in Jamaica, Queens. And then when it get funky out in this world, the way it's going, you might have to have a fallout shelter, Playboy. So get you something in Cali. I'm gonna leave the link with Unique and just get you something, even if you don't come out here, man. You don't have to go back down to the sharecropping in the south. Get you something in the sun, player.
So all right, so that's what I'm talking about. See, that's how my man living. But let's take it back. Let's take it back to growing up in New York. You mentioned 42nd Street, right? Yeah. 42nd Street was a movie. They don't understand that. I did an interview with a good young brother, man, and I'm gonna give him props, and I'm gonna give him a round of applause. Not too many people get a round of applause, but you know, my man, Five Mics. You know, me and him was talking, man. I'm telling you, I feel his spirit. I'm gonna be dropping a Five Mics video soon. You know, I'm gonna let him do the promotion and all that. Because you know I'll be partying too much to stop the post. I just got pictures for me later. I ain't got you know what I'm saying. Hey, family, you know how we from the era we go to the Deuce. We take our pictures by the wall. We do what we do. We take our pictures in front of our sneaker rack in the crib back in the day with the Sherlin on, and you know what I mean. The little rabbit ears, you know, sheepskin hat with the sheepskin to match. You know, and that's for us. But now everybody put it out there for the world to see. They'd be like, man, every time I go out, yo, I know you're going to post that. You know what I mean? Man, last day on my mind is posting something, no disrespect, man. But I'm going to start posting a little more, though. But I want you to tell them what it was like on 42nd Street back in the days. Let's start, you know, I'm going to take you somewhere. Tell them about the karate movies on 42nd Street when all the girls meet up and what go on in the movie theater, what kind of movies and what we do when we leave the movie theater. You're my guest, so I'm going to give you the honor. I'm going to let you get the shine. But, you know, bring them up to date how we did the karate movies back in the day, you know, when they had the, you know, the flying dragon and the black monkey and the drunken monkey and, you know what I mean? Let's go, family.
Hey, but you know what's crazy is because everybody talking about gang banging and whatnot now, what hood they is and what block they own and all this. But if you go to my page, man, you see I just posted up last week. I got like 8,000 views of a pair of karate shoes. You can go in there right now and pull it up. You know what I'm saying? The record, everybody was kung fu fighting. You know what I'm saying? Well, no such thing as no hood. You go to the movie theaters on Saturday, snuck your behind in there because you ain't had no money or you worked off one bus pass or one sneak through the subway, turnstile. You got up in there, rats, roaches, dope fiends, but you was kung fu fighting. And when you come out on Saturday, man, you would have swear you came out of a dojo because everybody knew karate. Everybody wanted to be Jim Kelly, Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? Even the females had the karate shoes on, man. You know, want to be Black China and all them different people. So it was some camaraderie, man, because before they had pistols, they had these. You know what I'm saying? Like the little homie in Long Beach say with his church, you know, before they had guns, they had these, man. And it was a man up thing. And then most of the time it was respect. But I'm going to take you back a little further than that, though, cowboy. I remember we used to be in front of the music joint on 42nd with a cardboard box breakdancing, getting ran off by the merchants. I can remember going and hitting licks because I went to school with Larry Fishburne, Lawrence Fish. Me and Fish was smoking angel dust, not even knowing what it was. He almost got hit by a train. Then he got called by Francis Ford Copeland. It was me, Fish, and Ron Carter Sr., the jazz player, famous jazz player, with me, him, and his son. Skipping school, we went to I went to Brandeis, and then the other dude off of all JJ and the thing with the little thing right here, he went to another little private school across the street from Martin Luther King, which was buck wild, you know. But I'm gonna take you back though, player. Remember Touch of Class? See, these is all before Uber and all them. Touch of Class and what's that other joint?
Hold up.
OJ.
I gotta come in. Whoa. Stop. You just took in the Cali. I mess with you, man. I want to say I F with you, man. You know, because you just took him back to Cali and you just said one of Harlem's staples that I'm gonna have to do a video on that because ain't nobody represent them yet. Tell them about Touch of Class, my brother. Please tell them about Touch of Class.
My little fly hottie, right, with the big bamboo earrings. She the flyest thing in the school, probably some little light-skinned thing, you know, from up in Harlem. You get that Touch of Class or that OJ come get her at 98. You know what I'm saying? Or that Lincoln or that motherfucking Benz 450 SL. She jump out of the schoolhouse, you know, because it was loyal to the soil back then. You know, New York girls is like eagles. Once you make with them, nigga, it's on for life. You know what I'm saying? You know, let the West Side ride or die. You feel me? So when I see this type of activity, you know, I get excited because you see the little fly chick and then they had the topaz that you call in and the car comes, she'd be out front. They got the chandeliers and the weed. Oh, and let me take you way back in the time. Jump in the motherfucking Touch of Class and then go uptown and get you a bag of that Chunky Black.
Okay. Where was you getting your Chunky Black from? Let me know.
From Chunky Black himself. Boy, I was up there uptown, boy, where it was going down at Harlem World. Sneaking up and around that mug, you know what I'm saying? 116th State building up and down there. You know, them Brooklyn girls was cool because they was like ride or die, super poverty out the game, right? And they stay down with them uptown girls. You know, you had to pay to play with that, you know what I'm saying? Because that was a whole nother diaspora of Africa, you know what I mean? So I was a Queens dude, you know, from Queens come King. So I come out there, man, smashing and dashing, but I'm a baby. But then messed around and found myself coming out of Harlem World or going to it, trying to hang out with Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and them. And that's Andre Herrera, for those who don't know. That put Puffy in the game, Uptown Records.
Tell them again. All right.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Okay.
Hey, yo.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'm going to leave it at that, Playboy.
All right. So you just told
Hold on. Puffy, if you listening, they don't understand, Puffy.
Talk to him.
Good more, my nigga. If you come up out of Harlem, where there used to be the old Woolworth up on 100 and something across the street from Temple number 7, where I wrote my letter to Mass Farm. I'm God Body. I got 120 degrees of mathematics in 1973, and I named myself after God and God himself, God, Cipher, Divine, He, Islam, Master, Savior, Quality, Love, Forever. I was a baby, a light-skinned fly nigga, was dropping the mathematics, supreme math, 1 to 40, 1 to 36, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, action facts and solar facts. So I wanted to spit like him, too. And he gave me that game, homie. I'm the first guy body on the West Coast, you heard me? So I don't even advocate that type of activity. So I understand you, Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? But I mastered the supreme wisdom, homie, when you was in your mama house drinking milk.
All right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, you know, Master Unique Mind got a law, you know, giving God knowledge of self by me sure you Cypher got a law from out in Paterson, New Jersey, you know.
Peace, God.
You know, they don't really understand that you got to know the ledge so that you don't fall off. You understand what I'm saying? And a matter of fact, we're gonna have one real quick, right? Because being that you God by, we're gonna give him a little bill real quick, right? I say that knowledge and understanding is the same. You know, do you agree or disagree? Your choice. You disagree, you say why. This how men do. I say knowledge and understanding is one and the same. Break down why it is or why it isn't, and then I'll give you my assessment of it. Let me give you
because knowledge is to know the ledge, and understanding is the full foundation of everything that you stand for and stand on your business. So when you know knowledge and understanding, all being born to culture, you know how to conduct yourself as a civilized man, which will give you power and equality to make you God, so that you can build and destroy and be born into your cipher.
Okay, well, I say that they're one and the same because knowledge and understanding to me is one and the same, because you have to know it before you could understand it. You got to understand it before you could know it. And that's why wisdom is in the middle, sitting there like the moon, you know what I mean? Reflecting the light of the sun when the sun rests, you understand? And reflecting the light onto the stars, right? So I say that knowledge and understanding is one and the same, because like I said, knowledge and understanding. You got to understand it before you know it, and you got to know it before you understand it. So that's how I've always looked at knowledge and understanding. And wisdom is wise words spoken from what you knowledge and what you understand. And you can't speak it, you know, meaning wisdom it, if you don't understand it. You understand? Like you could know that this is a pen, but you give a baby a pen and he's just going to put it in his mouth because there's no understanding. You understand what I'm saying? Anything you give a baby, you give him a lighter, he gonna put it in his mouth. There's no understanding what to do with it. He don't know he's supposed to click it to make fire, or he's supposed to take it to write a letter, or take it to put it in somebody. Oh, my bad. Let me. I had a flashback. But you understand what I'm saying? Right. So that's why I say that, because having knowledge is nothing without having wisdom. So that's why I say understanding. That's why I say knowledge and understanding is one and the same. Because you could know that that's a pen, but if you don't know what to do with it, it's worthless.
Well, if you know the ledge of something, then knowing the ledge of something will give you the understanding to what degree to use it. So they're like kind of synonymous to one another. So you can't separate the one from the deuce or the tray or the understanding. So the knowledge of something means to know today's answers from yesterday's mistake, in the event that you don't use understanding while you exercise the knowledge. But when you got the wisdom, which is the wise dome or wise words being spoken, or your wisdom that's in your room, you know, nurturing your children, getting manna from heaven, then that's something totally different. So the wise dome is the third eye, the eye that you see clearly with. So in order to function as a human being, you understand all the mathematics is clicked together. You know what I'm saying? It's like an oil chain. There's nothing that separates it from one another. You know, every atom shall do what it's supposed to do at its appointed time. So if you got supreme wisdom and then you get some knowledge of something, then you automatically get to understand it. But in the event that you don't get the knowledge the first time, then you'll get a little wisdom, which will lead you to the understanding, will take you back to knowledge.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. See, knowing the ledge is one thing. We could know that the ledge is there, but if you keep going, you'll fall off the ledge. Right or wrong?
True indeed.
You know, if I'm wrong, let me know. We just building, you know.
True indeed. But
okay, I'm saying that to piggyback off what you said, that once you know the ledge, that you got understanding. No, you got understanding of knowledge that if you go past that line on the ledge, you will perish. Well, you understand? But what that has, let me finish.
One of the lessons is, what is the duty of a civilized man? To teach the uncivilized civilization. Mm-hmm. So if that's your duty as a civilized man, and you know that we dealing with the 85% of the blind, deaf, and dumb, and we the 5% is the poor righteous teachers, and the 10% is the bloodsuckers of the poor, then our obligation is to stand 90 degrees perpendicular like that pen and give that knowledge so that people don't have to go to that understanding in order to facilitate making their mistakes correct. So when you get knowledge yourself, it circumferences everything in your circumference. It suffices everything in your circumference in to the degree that you're able to function as a human being and be able to wrap negativity around your finger like a piece of thread. You know what I'm saying? So knowledge is something that can't be separated. It is the foundation of everything in existence, good, bad, and evil. You know, it is the beginning of everything, no matter what. Like they say in the mathematics, they said that why would we run Yaku and a self-made devil across the blazing sands of Saudi Arabia to the caves and hillsides of Europe? What is the meaning of EU and rope? You know what I mean? So once you get the knowledge yourself, then everything else comes simultaneously.
Okay, but see where I'm at, to pull you back, because I know a lot of them might be lost. So let's go back to where I'm at. All we talking about right now, right, is knowledge and understanding. But right now we're talking about knowledge. So we're saying, right, you know, and we agreed that if you go past that line on knowledge, that you fall into the abyss, right?
True.
Okay. Now, I mean, it's just for the people listening. I know you know, but they don't know. So we just build it so they can see what
Right.
God's built like.
The abyss oftentimes can be determined by the level of mathematics that you have as a supreme being on this planet, being arm, leg, arm, head, which is Allah. You know what I'm saying? Created in the image of Allah in your full glory. But the image is to always be that example so that when you put a dirty glass next to something, you put a clean one so that the people can have a choice. You know, to have knowledge yourself is to conduct yourself like a civilized man at all times and to guard your post and all within temple property view. Being a civilized man is to have knowledge yourself. If you just know the word knowledge, that alone will let you make it through the abyss of the bullshit. Because depending on your degree of mathematics, say if I fall off a degree or if I get to a degree of mathematics that's new to me, then I'm in the abyss of that degree. Or if I fall off into a degree where I'm trying to build on it, like the degree knowledge, which goes in depth beyond the depths of the sea and the oceans and the sky, then you'll say that you learn at different levels of mathematics. So something that may be old to you may be new to someone else, and something that may be new to me may be old to something else, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of the situation is everybody is stuck into the abyss of wisdom, because you could take 7 seas and turn them into ink and add 7 to that. And you could take all the trees and turn them into pens and add 7 to that. You'll run out of ink and trees before you exhaust the wisdom of Allah. You know what I'm saying? So we know and understand that surely by the token of time, man is in manifest error and loss. So everything starts with knowledge of self, black man. Love yourself, for no one is greater than you.
Okay, peace, knowledge. I got that. But I'm going to bring you back to where we was at. I
Yes,
got
sir.
that. Because you give him a lot of jewels. That's why I had to give you the floor. You know what I mean? Round of applause.
Allahu
You
Akbar.
definitely earned that. All
Allahu
right.
Akbar.
All right. Relax. All right. So now where I'm at, right? We just talk about knowledge first, because we just giving them some jewels. We might even come back and do a build every week or something, right? But we just give them the jewels on knowledge and understanding. You could know something, like I said, that you could know that this is a pen, but you don't know how to use it. You could know that this is a lighter, but you don't know how to use it. You have to understand the meaning of knowledge. The meaning of knowledge is just anything that's been be or born. You understand? Anything that come into physical existence. You understand what I'm saying? Now it has knowledge because you have knowledge of what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because like you said, knowledge is the foundation of all things in existence. You understand? And this just came into physical existence. Before this came into a physical existence, someone had it as a thought within their mind. And then they let their supreme arm, leg, head, manifest it. You understand? And then now you have knowledge that he created a pen. But then he have to show you the purpose of the pen. So you know what to do with the pen, how to hold the pen. And that's the understanding of the functions of the pen. So that's why I say that knowledge and understanding, is one and the same. Now you pivot off of that. You can agree or disagree. It's on you. We love this content. Let's go.
I agree to the degree that knowledge will lead you to understanding. But then once you get knowledge of self, you may not have to get the full understanding until you do something which is called wisdom, which is wise words being spoken in the wisdom or the wise dome. So the knowledge of self will give you that pen, which will allow you to spiritually put down what you feel in order to facilitate you at some point getting a full understanding of who you are and what you are. So the power of knowledge will lead you into the lake of wisdom, which will get you a raft of understanding, which will save you and take you back to your culture and get you the power and refinement that you needed, so that you can show equality through the God base that you got inside of you in order to build and destroy something, and being born into a complete cipher, and then jumping into another level of knowledge and wisdom that's in the abyss of something that's higher on a higher plateau as far as mathematics is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I study a lot of algebra and I study a lot of mathematics and ancient math. Mathematics is the key science to everything in existence. But the number one number in the mathematical code is 0, which is a full cipher, 360 degrees, 8 times 45. The supreme wisdom, the 5-point star, the 8-point star. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So when you get 8 times 45, God, and you're dealing with 360, then our religion don't become just being God body, because we start creating something called knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which creates culture, power, and refinement, and then equality, God, all being born to builder, destroyer, born, and then decipher, and then we come up with supreme wisdom, and we create what you call society today, because we gave birth to the society. Remember, the white man thought that the earth was flat, but we don't understood that the earth weighs 6 trillion tons, followed by 21 ciphers. And inside of every star, there's several galaxies. So there's 187 trillion planets above our head, homie. And Allah got the black man thinking, well, he can think in thoughts that come to thoughts that shall come to pass. They call it prognostication. So when you see a ruler and it's got 12 inches on it, the inches don't necessarily mean something you use to measure something in a mathematical equation, but each one of them inches represent a ruler and a time, like the 12 disciples or the Last Supper, or the 12 elders that manifested the conditions of our people today. You know what I'm saying? So everything comes in step, stages, and degrees. Step 1 is knowledge. Step 2, the degree is wisdom, and then understanding, brother. So step, stages, and degrees. So we breastfeeding our people this mathematics, because you can't shove a steak down a baby's throat. You got to hit them with the breast food, then you hit them with the applesauce. You know what I'm saying? So the mathematics that we kick in y'all let you know that the duty of a civilized man through these airwaves is not to conduct himself as an uncivilized person, but to teach the uncivilized civilization.
Peace, which is what we're doing over here at Unique Mecca Audio. But now, you know, I'm going to try and bring it back one more time. You understand? I'm going to try and bring it one more time, because you give me a lot of jewels and we love it. So where I'm at right now, you understand? I said that knowledge and understanding the same, and you gave a lot of history, and we respect that, right? But you said, and I said, that once it has existence, it's been born, and now you know that it's a pen. And you said that you'll figure it out, but before you figure it out, you don't know what it is, right?
True indeed.
Okay, so once you know what it is, then you understand what it is, right?
True indeed.
Okay, so knowledge needs understanding as well, because there's a lot of people out there that have knowledge that just be lip professing and just be talking out the side of their neck that don't make no sense, because they have knowledge of words, but they don't know how to put the words together to make them comprehend, to be able to soothe the soul and move our people forward. So instead they go up there and, you know, they wisdom and wise words of foolery, because all they have is knowledge of the words, but not understanding and the meaning and functions and purpose of the word. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you know, when you're dealing with black people like us and God, because see, black is not a people, as I always say, it's a condition. But the school of thought that I come from this right here, from this era. So when I hear you talking about Jam Master Jay and Run DMC and all them brothers that's dealing with this supreme mathematics, and they out there dealing with the trials and tribulations that America put on them, you got to remember the 45, when black people owned the record labels. You got to remember that they had the knowledge of self. They had the wisdom and the understanding of where this would take us, and created the culture and the power that they got to spin and put chains back on their neck when our people fought to get chains off your ass. So we got to know and understand, God, where we are, because the cream always rises to the top no matter what. The knowledge is the foundation of everything. I concur, God, 100%, but wisdom is the conduit to understanding. And then understanding is the conduit to culture. Then culture is the conduit to power and refinement and equality, God, and build and destroy. So the mathematics that we kicking is really to let you youngsters know out there, man, that, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell this story all the time. When I was in jail, I had an encounter with a Crip on his way to death row. And he stopped me. I was a trustee. And he was like, yo, man, you ever heard the story of the three minds? And I was like, nah, what is that? Because usually they don't let you talk to the dead man walking when they yell dead man walk. But because I'm up in high power, 1750, red wristbands, keep away. They said, man, I was in the store once and they sold the mind. They had the white mind, the black mind, and the Chinese mind. So I asked the man in the store, I said, excuse me, sir, what do you want for the white mind? He said, oh, for that one, I'll take $1 million. I said, well, that's relatively inexpensive, given that the white man created the Constitution, made a lot of contributions to society, yada, yada, yada. First person to ever conquer human beings and own them for over 6,000 years. So I ran across another section that sold the Chinese mind, which speaks for brown people. And I said, excuse me, sir, what do you want for the Chinese mind? Because I'm familiar with Sun Tzu and all them dudes. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. So he said, oh, for that one, Malik, I'll take $2 million. I said, well, that's relatively inexpensive, being that the Chinese mind invented the art of war, gunpowder, you know what I'm saying? You know, elevation and some more stuff, putting bricks on balloons and building buildings. And I get it, the dragon. So I ran across another section in there that sold the black mine. And I asked the man, I said, excuse me, sir, how much do you want for the black mine? Now, mind you, I didn't say African American, because you can't put a nationalism with a country. Either you are what you are. So I said, how much you want for the black mine? He said, oh, for that one, Malik, I'll take 10 million. I said, you want $1 million for the white mine and their endeavors, 2 million for the Chinese mine and his endeavors. Why do you want so much for the black mine? He said, because the black mine hasn't been used. It's still in the box.
Round of applause to that. Round of applause to that. That was a good jewel.
So if your mind is still in the box, then your knowledge and your wisdom and understanding is fruitless, because you have not released the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to get you to the point where you can create actions in your life to make the lives of other people better. Do you know what knowledge and wisdom and understanding will create you to do? To speak, to be kind, to be patient, to be a warrior, to be strategic. You see, I work on a different tactical frequency than the police, than the suckers. I don't get agitated easily. And I don't divulge information based on my status. I'm a general. I'm not trying to get buck down to a buck private. But you know what the code of the street says, beloved? The code of the streets are the rules of the streets. And you know what the rules of the streets are? There are none. So in these artificial rules, you waiting on the homie to get out, you doing this, that, and the other. I got homies that ain't took a bath in 40 years. Ain't held a pair of keys in their hand in 40 years. Ain't heard the sound of children's voices in 40 years. Ain't had no Power Universal Self-Savior wine in 40 years. So when you out here piping in these streets with these goofies and you think this is a game, homie, you not no gang member, you's a tourist. Because you about to tour them penitentiaries, them hidden universities of America. So I understand your get down on the survival. Trust me, man, I done broken everything in New York as a kid.
But see, that's where I'm at, right? That's where I'm at, right? Because you take it all over the place. I like messing with you because you ride. You know, you ride. You're not a ride.
Reflection of you.
You know, there you go. You already know my active mind. You already know. You know, yo, check, right? So they don't understand that it took me about 18 to 20 years to touch a tree. I didn't touch a tree or see a leaf to be able to touch a leaf and hold the leaf and feel a leaf for almost 2 decades. I haven't even touched a bird in over 30 years. And I love birds, you know? I used to have parakeets and parrots and all that. But, you know, just the birds outside. You can't even imagine what it's like when they strip you of everything. I mean, I was on the top of the food chain, man. 25 keys a day, owned a big-ass club in New York, you know, worth a meal, big-ass club in Miami, you know what I mean? I mean, we're doing our thing, man. And I ain't even introduced that part of my life to you yet because I'm saving something for the big movie, right? But I was in Miami doing my thing, one of the first reggae clubs in Miami, you know? But it's sad that we got taken away from our children and we depended on our women to raise our children when we didn't even get to completely raise our women because we wasn't raised yet. You understand the chain of command that I'm at? We wasn't raised, and then we left our women to raise our children that we didn't raise because we wasn't raised. And then here go our children growing up, and now you have what you have with a bunch of young men and women sliding. You know? Speak on that, big bro. Give them the jewels on that. Do you understand what I said, or do I need to say it again?
The matters of what you said goes back to the original man and the original plan and the conversation that we had concerning knowledge and wisdom and which step stages and degrees that one has to get there. Step stages and degrees in the mathematics that you actually verbally regurgitating to me right now consist of. In order to get from knowledge to a full understanding of self and your purpose, everything that we do is not necessarily banked on time, because see, as Black people and spiritual people, we don't work off of time, we work off of space. When you get in the space shuttle, they don't say you're gonna be there Tuesday at 2 o'clock. When you get on the airplane, yeah, they say we arrive at the airport, LAX or New York LaGuardia at a certain time, but you go through space. When you go through your emotions in your mind, you go through space. So in order for them to have that gap and that period of rite of passage, for them to go from with, for example, you, perfect example, you went from knowledge to understanding all the way to build or destroy took you 26 earthly years. Okay, so some people get it on site. Like I got it at the library across 165th, 1973 with God Bodyguard himself. So I don't understand what you're saying. So to get to that level of understanding where you know that you learned today's answers from yesterday's mistake, it definitely comes in step, stages, and degrees. But you know, a journey of 1,000,000 miles don't begin with one step. It begins with one thought. So when you're dealing with mathematics like that, that's why you have to be patient with the people, because it takes 50 years to become a man. Now, when you see the wisdoms today, because I've thought about this conversation that we're having right now, when you see the wisdoms today raising our kingdom, Islam, divine saviors, first of all, we don't raise children, we rear children. You raise chickens and pit bulls. And the sisters today have become a mirror of our actions. So I'm going to be pro-Black woman on this. They become a manifestation of our actions, like Cleopatra and them had to do when they had to battle them Europeans, or when Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, and the Wupu bird ran up and told him about the women that was worshiping the sun and had all that bread. So it's the same situation. So they mirrored us. So when we see a sexy red, or we see a sister out there that don't know which way to go, or Nicki Minaj, or something like that, because Nick hollered at me, because I know how to get that land, and we can get some old folks home, give them a deal at the corner. But that's another story, though. But like Pete Gang, no. When we see that, that's just a reflection. Then it goes back to the original conversation amongst the original people, where we was like, karma is our religion. So what we did to sisters, the pain that they felt, and then the pain that we absorbed from these Europeans, not the abolitionist white people that was fighting against slavery, fighting the civil rights. But we're not talking about you. We're talking about those that was straight down, stomped down to the socks, the Rosecrans, the Heinekens, the Coors, these real oppressors, homie, that was really the Rockefellers, the Westinghouse, the real oppressors, man. Study your history so you learn your story. But my point is that in order to get to these levels of mathematics without losing your audience with this here rant that I'm on, you have to give people a chance to develop into who they are. And sometimes it takes 26 years. I ain't been in prison, thank God, in 40 years. I got out in 1986, and by God's grace, I never looked back, because I had knowledge of self. But it took me 55 years to become a man.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back